السلام عليكم. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. والصلاة والسلام على رسولنا محمد سيد الأولين والآخرين مدد يا رسول مدد يا سادتنا أصحاب رسول مدد يا محمدرسول مولana الله فاز حسن ش.Muhammad الرحمن طريقتنا الصحبة والخير في الجميع يهدي الله من يشاء ويضل من يشاء صدق الله العظيم. Allah Azze ve Celle istediğine hidayete eriştirir.
Allah Almighty guides whoever He likes.
İstediğine dalalete eriştirir diyor.
And He Almighty makes go astray whoever He wants to make go astray.
Allah Azze ve Celle Allah'ın şanslı kulları hidayete erişenlerdir.
The lucky, happy or fortunate people are those who have been rightly guided by Allah Almighty.
Tabi hidayete erişen insan gene Allah'a şükredip
And those who are rightly guided by Allah Almighty and reach guidance must, of course, be thankful for it to Allah Almighty.
Allah'tan Azze ve Celle'den yardım isteyecek.
And they must ask Allah Almighty for support.
Bu yolda sabit olması için.
So that they may be steadfast on following the way of Allah Almighty.
Çünkü büyük evliyalar bile korkarlardı ki son nefeslerinde imandan çıkmak için.
Even the great awliya were afraid of their last breath, and they were afraid of losing their faith in their last breath. So it is important for us to always ask Allah Almighty for support to continue on His way.
Her zaman yani Allah'ın hikmeti ne olur ne kalır Allah bilir ancak.
It is only Him, Allah Almighty, who knows what is going to happen in the end, and therefore we must pray to Him.
Şimdi daima Allah'a yalvarırsan Allah kabul eder duaları.
And as we supplicate, as we request from Allah Almighty and pray to Allah Almighty, He will grant our prayers.
Bizi bu yolda sabit kıl diye dualar makbuldur muhakkak.
We must pray for firmness and for steadfastness in following Allah Almighty's way, and praying to continue on His way is an acceptable prayer liked by Allah Almighty.
Ama nefsine uyup da ben alimim, ben şeyhim, ben iyi insanım deyip de
Do not deceive yourselves by your ego, who may tell you you are a great scholar, you are a Shaykh, or you are a good person.
kendine güvenen
Do not trust in yourself.
o zor işleri o vakit.
It will be difficult, the end will be difficult for those who are self-convinced.
Allah'a güvenmek lazım.
We must place our trust not in ourselves but in Allah Almighty.
Yalvarmak lazım.
And we must supplicate and pray and ask from Allah Almighty for firmness on this way.
Allah Azze ve Celle buyuruyor, "Edûni esteceb lekum." Bana dua edin ve size icabet ederim.
Allah Almighty says, ask, request from me, pray to me, supplicate, and I will grant your prayers.
Duaları kabul ederim.
I'm the one who grants and attends your prayers.
En mühim dua imanda kalmak.
And the most important prayer of all is to ask Allah Almighty to remain steadfast on the way of faith.
İman yolunda, Allah bu güzel yolunda kalmak için
To continue on this beautiful way of faith.
Dua etmek en büyük kazançtır.
And this is the greatest reward and the greatest achievement is to remain steadfast in following the way of Allah Almighty, and this is exactly what we need to pray and ask for Allah Almighty.
Bundan daha büyük kazanç olmaz.
There could be no greater achievement than being steadfast on Allah Almighty's way.
Çünkü bütün dünya senin olsa sen Allah Azze ve Celle yolunda olmadıktan sonra sen şanslı değilsin.
Because even if you achieved everything in this world, and even if the entire world belonged to you, if you do not follow Allah Almighty's way, then you are not a fortunate, or you're not a lucky person.
Sen şanssız bir insansın.
You are an unfortunate and unlucky person.
Görüyoruz çok bu insanlar dünya kadar var ama
There are many people, we see their wealth is as large as this entire world,
işleri Allah yolunda olan işleri yok.
but they do not do anything for the sake of Allah Almighty.
Allah yolunda olmadıktan sonra hiçbir kıymeti yok.
But as they do not follow the way of Allah Almighty, whatever they have has no value.
Allah Azze ve Celle'nin Kur'an-ı Azimüşşan'da söylediği bütün senin dünya bir sivrisinin kadar kıymeti yok diyor.
Allah Almighty describes in the Holy Quran the value of this world, and He describes it as not even having the value of the wing of a fly.
Allah Azze ve Celle sivrisinin kıymetine kanadın kıymetine olsun.
What is the value of a fly, and let alone what is the value of the wing of a fly?
Onun için imanla giden, imanı olan insan şanslı insandır.
Therefore, all that matters is your faith, and those who have faith and leave this world with faith are lucky ones.
Allah onu seçmiş, ona
They have been chosen by Allah Almighty,
bu nimeti vermiş.
and they have been provided with this divine favor, this divine gift of having faith.
İmansız olanlar da onlar da bedbaht, şanssız insanlardır.
And those who do not have faith are unfortunate, unlucky people.
Allah muhafaza etsin,
May Allah Almighty preserve us
sabit kadem kılsın.
and make us be firm and steadfast in following His way.
Bizim inşallah bu güzel yolda,
May Allah Almighty make us to continuously follow this beautiful way,
onun yolunda inşallah.
His way.
Ve minallah tevfik. El-Fatih.